Hello everyone, the last part, the finale, our final video on the show that started it all. And while it may not be the best and probably the most controversial of the series, it did give us the most memorable moment in the history of Tales of Arcadia. In the weeks that followed the takeover of Troll Market, Gunmar began sending scouts to find and report the whereabouts of the survivors, who at this point had found a cozy spot to bunker down and hide from the attacks, thanks in part to the signs. Claire's mother now become a representative of Arcadia and had Claire and Co. set out signs to support her. Claire then thought to repurpose the sign and inscribed anti-Gum-Gum runes all over them across Arcadia, basically warding off the Gum-Gums while helping the cause. Why didn't they use this stuff in Troll Market to ward off the Gum-Gums? Who knows, don't think about it. And with the team doing routine night patrols, the scouts that came too close to their base were easily dealt with. Yet the group knew this was a formality. Gunmar had fully rebuilt his army and had only grown stronger through his consumption of the Heartstone, leaving them to wonder,
what is Gunmar plotting next?
With no answer, Arg volunteers to go undercover in order to find out Gunmar's dastardly deeds. Turns out, not much, except reducing his legion in angry bursts of mayhem. Gunmar clung to the belief that there could only be victory.
The eternal night, where trolls would rule the world without fear of sunlight.
His subordinates felt differently though, believing they should be the one on the wheel, steering their captain on the right course. The good guys weren't seeing eye to eye either, as due to Blinky's busy schedule as the new leader of the trolls, he had no time to train Jim. And so with the news of Gunmar's return, Strickler and Amora returned in order to train him, quickly finding that it was Jim's compassion or human side that would cause him to lose this fight. Jim later talks to Blinky at their base, where Arg would come back and tell them how Gunmar was only waiting for a way to summon the eternal night. At the same time, Claire has become very ill. After her use of the Shadow Staff in the creation of a massive can't say that portal to get them out of there. I wonder what that could be about. Jim and Blinky continue their conversation, with Blinky reinforcing that Jim's humanity is what has led him to victory, time and time again. Jim would then face Drawl in a short fight, with him overpowering him and almost dealing the final blow. We finish with Dictatious, blind and frightened for his life, looking for something to stay in good favor with Gunmar, and here's a melody. This episode sets out the main struggle for the season, Jim's humanity and how it will not be enough to kill Gunmar, and the later revealed Morgana and Angor Rot, risen again to fight once more. And it feels a bit hypocritical. Throughout the whole show, we've been shown that while he has made mistakes, he is and was the best person to be the Troll Hunter. The amulet could have easily chosen Drawl to be the Troll Hunter, but then the battle would always remain a stalemate. Yet through Jim's compassion towards others and his determination to do what's right, he beats Bular, Angor, and many others. For this season to tell us that those are bad qualities and how he needs to throw them away as is ridiculous. Heading back to when Jim had Droll at his mercy, if he did the weak thing to do, Droll would have died, and when Jim eventually faces Gunmar in the Crystal Cave, he would have most likely died, and all would have been lost. So by doing the weak thing, he not only saved his friend, his life, and the course of the war, and this is all seen as a bad thing, except by one. Now, whether you think Merlin is a jerk or right is irrelevant. He believes Jim's humanity is a weakness, but also doesn't. He acknowledges the good it's done and how he did choose Jim to be the first human troll hunter, but he wasn't to remain so. To finally win and finish the fight against Angor, Morgana, and Gunmar, he must become more
than human. You need to become both troll and hunter.
And so Jim makes a decision he can't walk out on. Should he decide to do this, he will remain a troll forever. Scenes of his life, his adventures, flash in his mind. From the first day he spoke the incantation to this moment, and everything leading up to it. His friends banging on the door, pleading for him not to do it. He painstakingly looks away and embraces his destiny. And Jim Lake Jr. is reborn. Though he doesn't take it well at first, thanks to those from his human life and his new power, him and his team are able to finish the fight and end this charade once and for all. So I guess you could say Merlin was right all along. Now I couldn't go through this review without bringing up the passing of Anton Yelchin, the voice actor of Jim. When the show aired and finished all those years ago, I saw the message, "In loving memory of Anton Yelchin." I just thought this to be one of the animators at the time, but I realized Jim's voice changed the second time round, and it hit me. I don't think I could imagine anyone better to be Jim than you, Anton. This is also why I believe making Jim a troll was such a good move to make, as they could basically add any voice they wanted as Troll Jim, as he was a completely new character, and I could genuinely feel Jim live on in Wizards when on screen, even though I knew he was long gone. This season mainly focused on wrapping up everything in the show. Claire finally found herself worthy of the staff and is a key member of the team. Toby found love and that's it. And Blinky and Jim's relationship develops, more especially in the late portion of the show. Og, besides Jim, gets one of the best scenes that only shows the evil of Usurna and the things she has done for the betterment of her tribe. Though she is promptly killed by her own soldiers, it really does show the lengths of her evil, and how even her own people, who had followed her staunchly to the end, turned on a dime once they realized all of their suffering was because of her. Another character who grows more is Steve, the bully from the first episode. We see in the episode Bad Coffee that he isn't a bad person, and how his relationship with his coach as his father has grown, and how it starts a gradual development of his character that continues throughout the rest of the series. Then in a strange episode, we meet another two characters that become a bit more relevant later in the story. For another time, I guess. The villains are also given room to grow. Dictatious under dubious reasons, goes through his own mini arc of redemption from the Stooge of Gunmar to Blinky's brother. It's too bad he doesn't come back in later seasons, but in the ones we got, he was dang good. Angor Ross returns, but different. This time, Morgana had returned his soul to him in order to restore his body. The only question in his mind now is, why? Why should he now follow and do all of these depraved acts? Revenge? Perhaps. Other than that, he is truly free. And in truth, he doesn't like Gunmar all too well. And in the final fight, Jim tells him,
It won't change you. I heard you were once a great warrior, a hero to Trollkind.
with this, he contemplates, and finally does the one thing he's wanted to do since being enslaved by the ring. He fights to the end against Morgana and helps us finally banish Morgana to the Shadowlands. All in all, a great season, wrapping up everything and setting up what was to come for certain characters. And the season leaves us with this.
Destiny is a gift, Never forget that fear is but the precursor to valor. That to strive and triumph in the face of fear is what it means to be a hero. Don't think, become.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and may the glory of Merlin be with you always.